Sometimes the words child support or divorce don't need to be included in the information given. You can elicit benefits, sometimes in a creative fashion, and the answer for success will be revealed to you. Therefore, I've decided to tell a personal story with a lesson to enhance your insights. Once upon a time, there was a 7-year-old child. She was very strong with an internal drive, meaning she needed only her own validation to feel satisfied with her accomplishments and interactions. She lived basically alone in a house when you would see the parents only on occasion. The child had a vivid imagination, completely satisfied to enjoy playing with her imaginary friends in the vast woods behind the house where she lived. There were dirt roads that winded around the exterior of the property, which was the length of an average suburban street nowadays. She relished in the woods under the canopy of trees that outlined the sky like an intricate mosaic. She felt enveloped in nature, something she never tired of. It was fall, her favorite time of year. Then one brisk fall day, she entered the woods barefooted as she normally does. The crisp leaves sung to her as she stepped, right foot, then left. She listened to the rhythm of nature, and then something changed. She saw a flash of black and white scurry around her, tossing the brown fall leaves up to command her attention. Then it vanished, and she headed home. The next day she went on to discover her sights and sounds in the woods, and again, halfway through, she heard a sound again and rested by a log. This time, the scurrying was around her feet. She saw the black and white flash, and it scurried into an empty log. She felt a pinch by her toe. "Ouch," she said. "What? Come here, you little thing. I'll get you." The flash of black and white scurried into the hollow log. "Now I've got you." She peered in fearlessly. Her hazel eyes adjusted to the dark interior of the log, and she stood face to face. Her heart melted. "Hey, little guy, what are you doing?" "It's okay. Did you lose your mother?" It was a little black with white underbelly rabbit. "Come out." Slowly but surely, the little rabbit appeared. "Oh, what's this all about?" the child wondered. She thought it needed help. She turned to comfort it, but the rabbit retreated. Days went by and nights, and the child kept thinking about the rabbit. She decided to enter into the woods again. That night, when the child left the woods, she took the memory of the rabbit with her. Each night, the child went to the woods, and each night, the rabbit visited her by the log. The child began bringing fresh carrots and pellets for the rabbit each night, and one night there was an extra special surprise because the black rabbit followed the child home. It was the beginning of a great friendship. The child used her intuitiveness and found an old crate and made a special home for the rabbit in her room. She enjoyed taking care of her black rabbit and feeding it every day. They went into the woods together and explored and became constant companions. The child was very contented, and it appears the black rabbit was too. Days passed, winter came, everything was fine until one day on a cold winter morning the child woke up, and as she looked to see her black rabbit snuggled in her favorite crate, all of a sudden horror came over her. The rabbit was gone. The crate door was open, and the child panicked. How could my rabbit have left me? Was the door left open? Did someone steal her? The child thought. In desperation, she forgot her snow boots and ran outside. She looked left, then right. She was bewildered. No one was home. There was no one to turn to. She thought to herself, "What can I do? My adorable, beloved friend is gone." "Who can help me?" she sobbed. She began to cry and cry and cry until she had puddles of tears around her. "I cannot go on," she uttered. "I must get my black rabbit back." And then the desperation subsided, and she remembered who she was. The tsunami inside her clicked into action. "I must get my black rabbit back." She mustered up her strength and ran into the woods by the log where she and the black rabbit met. She walked down the trails under the trees until she decided on what plan she would choose. She mustered up her strength and went back to her room, and since no one was around, she dragged the crate and brought it to the foot of the woods. And then she knew the favorite foods of the carrots and the pellets, and she formed a trail so that her black rabbit would know that it was time to come home, and that's where she is wanted most. As the search for her rabbit continued, one perplexing question haunted the child. She thought, if my rabbit was so happy, why did she go? So as the child walked back to the foot of the woods to check on the crate, her answer was warmly revealed. Not only did she see her black rabbit, she saw the entire family of rabbits. The child's heart beat with joy because she finally had the answer as to why the black rabbit escaped. And they lived happily ever after because they still visited each other in the woods. So what you can learn from this personal story is maybe it's easier to search thoroughly for the answer, and when you find it, just let go.